Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic for a second Saturday dose of Sudoku. And today's is a debut puzzle by Noah Bennett, who, well, actually, he wrote in his email that he's sent us the first Sudoku, but I think what he means is his first Sudoku for Cracking the Cryptic. And interesting it looks too, although actually my advice to constructors who want to get featured is try and keep the rules to a minimum, because you and I may know about Kropki and arrows and thermos, but new viewers often don't. And if you keep it to one or two rules, that's what keeps things understandable for newer viewers. And we really like people to join the channel and see what we're doing. And a confusing rule set can be difficult, but I'm going to take this one on anyway today. So we'll get to that rule set in a minute. First of all, I do, of course, want to mention our SUDOKU PAD app, which is still available. If you go on to one of our puzzles, it's there are some click-throughs above the puzzle, as well as under the video in the description field, where you can also find the links to all our apps, which are some of them still selling well, which is great. I mean, they've proved very popular, and we're still currently thinking about the next ones. Simon's also done some streaming and put that up on the channel, which is fascinating. I might have to get into some of that myself at some point soon. We'll see. Now, what is going on in Noah's puzzle, though? Let's have a... Oh, and also, of course, if you're on Patreon, you can try Grockel's Heatwave, but we've mentioned that a lot, so I presume you can check that one out too. Anyway, this puzzle is called Invisible Grids. And Noah Bennett says that normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits along thermometers must increase from the bulb. Actually, there's only one thermometer. Digits joined by a white dot must be consecutive. Digits joined by a black dot must have a ratio of 1 to 2. Not all dots are necessarily given. Digits along arrows sum up to the number in the circle. So the sum of those three will be the same as that. And now, two very important rules that we mustn't forget. Identical digits cannot be either a knight's move, like that, or a king's move, like that, apart. So that's quite a lot of restrictions. Actually, I mean, there's a lot... Given our recent standards, there's a lot of information in this grid. It's kind of the opposite of the ranks puzzle I did yesterday, where my feeling was there wasn't enough information. This time my feeling is almost that there's too much. And no doubt vanity will get the better of me, and that'll be a hubristic comment looked at in 10 minutes' time as, oh, he can't place a digit. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. So do give it a try on the link below the video, of course. Well worth playing a puzzle like this. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. And you can't show me a 6-cell thermo and expect me not to pencil mark it. That is what I am going to do every time. So I'm putting in the possible digits that could appear on this increasing thermometer. That doesn't really do anything. This final cell of it, this tip, is also in a circle of this arrow. Oh, of course, let's remember the knight's move and the king's move rule. They are, I mean, that's 2/3 of Miracle Sudoku. That's quite a lot of restriction. But, okay, what I'm noticing is on this arrow that I've highlighted, all these cells see each other. Those two see each other by regular Sudoku. Those two are in the same box, and those two by knight's move. So they all have to be different, which they wouldn't normally have to be in arrow Sudoku. So that's going to apply here as well. So all three of these circles have to be at least 6, the minimum total of 3 different digits. That one does 2, and this one, yeah, those all see each other too. So what does that tell us? That tells us that this is at least 5, which is uninteresting. Maybe it's all about this knight's move thing. So look at this. Look at this 9. That sees all of those cells. These 2 by knight's move, those 2 by king's move, and those 3 by Sudoku. So 9 has to be in one of those 2 cells in box 6. Okay, what about 1? 1 sees all of those cells. So it has to be in one of those 3 in box 1. Now, 1 can't be there or there because of this white dot and the circle, or there or there. It also can't be there because this cell sees all of those by the rules. That one by Knight's move. That doesn't restrict 1 enormously, but a bit. Okay, this can't be 1 either, because both of these would have to be 2 on the dots. So 1 is restricted in the central box to those cells. What does that prove? Oh, of course, 1 has to be on this arrow and this one, because these cells can't be 9. So they are 6, 7 or 8. So because of this 9, it sees both of those. So these can't be 9. So 1 is... they all see that cell. So now 1 is in one of those 3, I think. That one is seen by all those. That one is seen by all those. That one's on the dot. Actually, it's seen by all those as well. Yeah, so 1 is on the diagonal there, weirdly. Ooh. So if it was here, that's a 1. If it was here, again, that's a 1. This can never be 1 because that sees all of those 3 positions. So 1 is now in one of these 2 positions. I don't know, I just thought we were going to find something out about it, and I don't think I have. What about 9? Can I... Don't think I can restrict that much more. Oh, okay, hang on. Those 2 9s both see those 2 positions because of the Knight's move thing. So 9 can't be there. It clearly can't be on the arrow, and it's not there. So 9 is in one of those 3 positions. In box 3. Obviously not on the arrow here or on the thermo. So 9 has to be in one of those. So 9 in row 3 can't be anywhere there. It can't be on a black dot. It's got to be in one of these 2 positions. That rules out those 2. Those 2 are ruled out by the position of 9 in box 6. I don't know. We're getting some restrictions here. Oh, that's interesting. Is that if 9 wasn't there, it couldn't be here. Okay, those 4 all see... Oh, they all see this cell and this cell. Although that's actually on a black dot as well. So those 2 aren't 9. That's not 9. That's not 9. They're not 9. Right. So 9 is confined to one of these 3 positions in box 5. I'm not sure I'm doing this the right way, but anyway, I'm doing it, and that's that. Now, that means these aren't 9. That, because it's seen by all those. These 2, for crop key or arrow reasons, that's not 9, that's not 9. Right. So one of those is 9, and that's not. And that does mean that this can't be 9. Therefore, there's a 1. This can't be a 1 because it sees all of those positions. So 1 is in one of those 2. This arrow, remember, they have to be 3 different cells because of they all see each other. So there is a 1 in one of those 2 positions. That fixes 1 up here, and I've got a digit in the grid after just under 10 minutes of the video. So that's not a 1. 1 is now in one of those two spots, so it can't be, no, that's not true. It's either there and there. Ooh. Oh, come on, keep thinking. Right, they're not 9, that's not 9, that's not 9. So 9 could be on the dot. Those two are the only places for 9 in column 3. This 9 sees all of those. Oh yeah, hang on. Good grief. Every one of these positions sees that cell. It does. Yes, so that's not 9. So 9 in column 3 is fixed. It is there. Now that sees those two positions for 9. So we can put a 9 here on the end of the thermo and in a circle. We can remove 9 from there and put it here. And that fixes it in box 3. This is remarkable. That takes out, all these positions for 9. So it's here in the circle. That takes out that one. And we are done. I thought it'd broken. That sees all of those. Now we are done with 9s. Wow, that's weird. What a clever arrangement. Right, so this is an 8 because of the white dot. So that's not an 8. So there's now a 2 on this arrow. 1, 2, and 3, or 1, 2, and 4. Now this 8 sees all of those positions. So 8 is in one of those two spots. Don't know what to do with that. Okay, 1 over here. I haven't really studied that. It's not in those two because of this. That cell sees all of those. So it's not there. So it's in one of those 5. I haven't marked it in this box. But I can do something there. All of those 4 see that position and that position. These 3 see that position. Those 2 both see that and that position. I might be missing something, but I think 1 is confined to actually those 3 cells. So there's only 2 places in row 9, 2 in column 9. What am I missing here? Maybe I'm missing something about the arrows and where 1 has to be. Right, that's not a 1 because this arrow would go 1, 8, and we've just placed 8. That's been available for a while and you've seen it, but I hadn't. Right, so 1 is not in those positions. 1 is now in one of those two, so it's not in one of those. Those 2 both see both of those cells, so 1 in box 8 is there. That fixes 1 in box 7. This is so amazing. That fixes 1 in box 5, which sees that cell, so 1 there. Keeping your eye on a king's move and a knight's move all the time is really not straightforward. So 1 is there, and I think we are now finished with 1s and 9s, which is remarkable. Okay, we have 8 confined to one of those 2. Now, is 8 getting interesting? Those 2 positions see there, which couldn't have been 8 for the arrow anyway. They also see that, but that's not a lot. Okay, what about this 8? That sees all of those. Right, so 8 is either there, likely, on the thermo, or they're instructive on the black dot. No, 8 can't be here because of that 2, 3, 4 or 5. So it's in one of these two positions. If 8's there, that's a 4. This is 3 or 5. That's all possible. Right, those two 8's see that cell and that cell. That's not quite helpful. But these 3, 8, right, those 3 are where 8 goes in box 3, and they all see that cell. So that's not 8. What did we decide? That could be 8, actually. This isn't 8, and that's not 8. Oh, 8 can't be on that arrow because it would add up to too many. Oh, God, sorry, 9 and 1 on an arrow. We know where 8 is. So slow today. Right, 8 there. 8 is on the thermo. 8's in one of those 3 positions, but that one is ruled out by those 2. So lovely, 8's on that. Tigger bounces back. They're both looking at that cell. So 8 is up there in column 1. Now, those 2 both see that cell. That would be too many. So 8 is down here in one of these 2. Am I missing anything else on an arrow that's obvious? Right, these 2 add up to 8 now. 2, 6 or 3, 5. They're not 3, 5 because they're both on black dots. And black dots cannot take a 5. So they're 2, 6. Must be 3 and 4 because we've already used 1. So these 2 are a 5, 7 pair. Now 3 and 4 both see that cell. So that can't be 3 or 4. That's a 2. That fixes the 6 and 2. That's fun. This isn't 2, obviously, now. But we still don't know if it's a 3, that's a 6. Oh, that's not a 6 because of that 6. Right. So that's a 7, that's a 4, that fixes 3 and 4. That sees the 4 and the 3 see this cell. That is 2 or 5 now. But it can't be, oh no, it could be 2 if that's 3. Oh, it can't be 5 because that can't be 4 or 6. So that is 2, that's 3. That stops this being a 3. This can't be a 4 by the knight's move. Or actually by thermo Sudoku. This is a 6 by the black dot, Kropke. Right, now we have a 4, 5, 7 triple there. That can't be 4. 2, 3, 6 triple down here, but that must see 6 and 3, so that's a 2. This one sees 6. So they're resolved. 2 plus 1, not a 3 here, so that's not a 6. This is 4 or 5 to make this 7 or 8. Though neither of those can be a 4, so this is not a 4, 5 pair because that 4 sees them both. So this is either 2, 7. Oh, they can't be 3, 6 because 3, 6 both see that cell. So it is 7 and 2. 2's in one of those places. That's not 7, so that's not 6 on the thermo. 7, 2. 4 can't be there, so 4 is in one of those places. So this is 5 or 8. Probably I should know which. Ah, yes, I do. 8 can't be in those 3 cells, so this is 8. So that is now a 4, 5 pair at the top, making this a 6. That's a 3 to complete the box. 2, this is 5 or 6, not 8. These are from 2, 5 and 6. It's on a thermo. Yeah. So this can't be 5 or 6, because if that was a 5 even, and this one less being a 4, we're still already too many to make this 9 arrows. So that's a 2. This is a 3. That's a 6. Now we are flying along suddenly. Bit of a stuttery start, sorry, to this puzzle, but I think we're getting there now in terms of my solving of it. That is 4 or 5 because it sees this 6. And now we've got a 4-5 pair there. So this becomes a naked single 6, which fixes the whole box. And box 2. 8 and 5 here. The king's move rule fixes that. This still seems to be working. That becomes 7. I mean, we're suddenly, now you get this far, the knights and kings move rule are so powerful, it's just finishing off anything. You can find reasons to fix almost every cell in the grid quickly. So that's an 8. It can see a 2 and a 5. Part of the skill of making a puzzle like this is finding a grid that actually obeys these constraints. It is not simple. 6, 8, 9, 1, 5. Frankly, I leave it to the programmers. 7 there. This is not a 2, so 2's on the dot, which must be 2 and 3. 4 there. We have 7, 3, 5. What have we got to fill in here? That now has to be a 6 by Sudoku, so 2 there on the arrow. 4 and 7, 4, 8 and 5, and that is the solution. So not too hard once you get going. Little bit difficult for me anyway to get started, and I had to do a lot of that work. Was it mostly with 1s and 9s, and then I was a bit slow on 8s, wasn't I? What was I missing that put 8 there? I was missing something. Oh, I was missing that I had the 9 in the circle and the 1 on the arrow. That was, if I'd spotted that quicker, I could have shaved about 4 minutes off this time. But anyway, nice puzzle. Thank you very much to Noah for sending it. Really interesting. Hope you had fun with that, and very much hope to see you on the channel again soon. Bye for now.